welcome to Keeping It Real with KC. I am your host, KC Phoenix, and it is the weekend. All right, my goal, and it's so crazy. I'm doing sports today, and already know I'm not a sports person, but I talk about sports on my show. That way I can learn something, and also that way I can tell you something too. And what I'm covering is actually time sensitive, so I'm keeping my fingers, I'm keeping my fingers crossed that I'm able to get this uploaded before the fight starts. Which, you know what? Wait a second. Now that I'm thinking about it, I wonder, can I watch the fight tonight? Because I only have internet. I don't have cable boxes and stuff, which that is one of the things that's mentioned. So I'm doing 3 stories is what I'm doing. I have not read these stories at all. So one story is going to be on Conor McGregor. One story is, because, that's the fight tonight. And I'm going to find out in the story where you can get the fight and all that other jazz. And then also I'm doing a story on Draymond Green. And then another story on Tyson Fury, which is in boxing. So we're covering UFC, basketball, and boxing is what I'm covering. So I'm doing 3 stories. So I'm going to read the articles, let you guys have it. But before I get into that, KIRWKC.com, main podcasting platform, which you can listen there, which is the Anchor podcast. But also you can still listen on Apple, Spotify, Google Play. I feel like I'm iHeartRadio, Pandora, and the list goes on and on. Keeping It Real with KC is on several podcasting platforms. If you're watching this on YouTube or Daily Motion, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, followed by the notification bell for YouTube. That will let you know when I upload new videos. Keeping It Real with KC deals with a ton of things, sports being one of them, but also lifestyle, entertainment, and news too, in addition to the sports. Everything is done on the show. We talk about movie recommendations, tarot card readings, health, fitness. I did a daily thought on water a few days ago, and actually I'm planning on doing a daily thought on magnesium more than likely this coming week. So yeah, lots of things talked about on the show. So let me get into this. I want to talk about the Conor McGregor versus Dustin Poirier. I hope I pronounced that right too. It says, and I get all of my news when I do my sports article. I usually go to Sporting, T-I-N-G, sportingnews.com is where I usually go, because their layout on their website is really, really good. And I can just go through and pick and choose what's interesting to me and then keep it moving. So yeah, that's how I found these. So part 2, start time, PPV price, odds, card, and location for UFC 257. All right. The highly anticipated return of Conor McGregor, which, by the way, I thought he was retired too, because I did a Conor McGregor story before, and I thought he was retired. The story I had did before on Conor McGregor was when he was accused of by someone of a certain situation, and we know what type of situation I'm talking about. And I thought he was retired then, and he was going to do like one special fight, I think in Saudi Arabia or something like that. But outside of that, I thought that was it. But obviously he's back now. Anyways, let me read this. The highly anticipated return of Conor McGregor is set to take place on January the 23rd, which is today, when the former 2-division champion meets an old rival in Dustin Poirier. I hope I'm pronouncing Dustin's name right. Going forward, I'm just going to call him Dustin. At UFC 257 at Fight Island in Abu Dhabi. A lot has changed since McGregor stopped Dustin in the first round over 6 years ago at UFC 178. McGregor became the biggest star in the UFC while becoming the first fighter to hold world titles in 2 divisions simultaneously. Meanwhile, Dustin built himself back up with marquee wins over Eddie Alvarez, Max Holloway, Dan Hooker, and Justin Gaethje, or Gaethje. So I don't know if that J is pronounced as an H or not, while also claiming the interim UFC lightweight title. There is a lot at stake when these two meet up again, as Khabib, I'm pausing because I'm trying to figure out how to pronounce his last name. Norma Gomedov, Norma Gomedov has retired and vacated the UFC lightweight title. The winner will certainly be near the front of the line for the title while the loser falls to the back. Will things be different this time around? Below is the full rundown of the schedule for UFC 257 with details on the fight matchup, start times, odds, and more for Conor McGregor versus Dustin. It says when Conor McGregor's next fight in 2021, date January 23rd, early prelim 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, prelim 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, pay-per-view main card 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The early prelims for UFC 257 will begin on ESPN Plus at 7 p.m. The prelims will start on ESPN Plus and ESPN at 8 p.m. and the pay-per-view main card on ESPN Plus rounds out the night at 10 p.m. through at least midnight. How to watch UFC 257, McGregor versus Dustin. The main card for UFC 57 is available in the US on ESPN Plus subscription service for a pay-per-view cost. That portion of the event begins at 10 p.m. Earlier fights, however, are viewable live on ESPN, the Watch ESPN app, and for early prelim on UFC Fight Pass. I didn't even know UFC had a Fight Pass. See, this is why I enjoy doing sports, because I'm learning something new all the time. So yeah, in Canada, the main card pay-per-view is available on Bell, Rogers, Shaw, Sasktel, Videotron, TELUS, Eastlink, and UFC pay-per-view on UFC Fight Pass. How much does the UFC 257 cost? In the US, UFC 57 main card is available via pay-per-view on ESPN Plus, which also requires a subscription. Pay-per-view price for UFC 57 is $69.99. Oh no. Okay, see, I would have done it if it was like $40. I'm not paying $70 for that. Nah. I'm just gonna have to find out afterwards. But anyways, it's $69.99 for current subscribers. New subscribers can pay the bundle price of $89.99 for UFC 257 pay-per-view and ESPN Plus annual subscription, which offers a savings of over 30%. Okay, that's kind of interesting. So if you don't have ESPN Plus and you want to see the fight, you can pay $89.99. That will cover the fight, but also it will cover ESPN Plus for 1 year. So you're saving 30% if you want to do that. To each his own. Where is UFC 257? UFC 257 will take place at Fight Island at the Flash Forum on Yas Island in Abu Dhabi without fans in attendance due to the ongoing issues. This will be Conor and Dustin's first fight. Well, actually, no, first visit to Fight Island. What are the odds? Odds are McGregor opened up as a significant favorite, minus 275, with Dustin sitting at plus 235. But as the fight draws closer, Dustin has closed the gap and as of January 8th sits at plus 155. Underdog to McGregor's remaining the favorite at negative 180. Okay, I'm not a bet. I don't bet. I gamble at the casino, or used to. But with this, it's Greek to me. I have to look it up. If you're into this stuff, you know what I'm saying. As the odds currently stand, one would need to bet $180 on McGregor to gain a $100 profit. A $100 wager on Dustin would yield a $155 return. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, gotcha. McGregor record. Nationality Irish, born July 14th. Oh, he's a Cancer like me. Go figure. He's 5'9", reached 74 inches. Total fights 26, record 22-4. So, okay. Then Dustin, American, January 19th, he's a Capricorn. Go figure. Well, cusp. 5'9", reach 72 inches, total fights 33, record 26-6, one no contest. Gotcha. Okay, so that's what's happening on the Conor McGregor thing. Now, switching gears here, and I'm running through this fast because there's a lot of other things going on today. So, and I want to get this uploaded at a decent time. So, Warriors, Draymond Green ejected for yelling at a teammate. Yeah, that is kind of awkward, which is why I picked the article. So Warriors forward Draymond Green was on the receiving end of a horrible technical foul call Thursday night. To make matters worse, it was his second tech of the game, which meant he was ejected. Why was the call so bad? Because Green was yelling at a teammate, rookie James Wiseman, rather than an official or an opponent when he got teed up. Green was incredulous as he got the news during the Golden State's game against the Knicks. Oddly, neither of the other two officials chose to confer with colleague John Butler and make sure the second quarter technical was legitimate. They too had to have heard what Green was yelling inside the empty Chase Arena. Green focused on the lack of review in a post-game interview with the undefeated's Mark J. Spears. He said he was a bit confused as to why the crew couldn't or wouldn't get together to discuss a technical that was clearly the wrong call. Maybe it's time to take a look at that rule. Green was quoted as saying, "I would love clarity on why that's the rule, if in fact it's a rule." Warriors coach Steve Kerr told reporters after the game that the crew chief Ben Taylor told him at halftime that Butler mistakenly thought Green was yelling at him and not Wiseman. Steve Kerr said NBA ref Ben Taylor told him at halftime the officials made a mistake when they ejected Draymond Green. And that was Warriors on NBCS. But Taylor did not acknowledge any error when he was interviewed by Pool reporter Monte Poole post-game. He said only that Green was ejected for profanity that was deemed to be directed at the official, and added that the crew did not consider rescinding the technical on the court. So Wiseman, meanwhile, backed Green in his post-game comments. "I don't understand the situation and why the ref did that," he said. Knicks coach Tom Thibodeau was happy to see Green gone. "Draymond, we caught a break when he got thrown out," he said. New York won the game 119-104. The NBA can decide to rescind Green's second technical once it gathers all the information about it. Based on the Warriors' reactions and Taylor's supposed admission to Kerr, expect the technical to go away quickly Friday. Too little too late, but at least some justice will be done after Green was done wrong by the officials. So that's what that was. He caught the technical because the ref thought he was yelling at him, but he was yelling at a teammate. Don't fully understand. I'm not fully there, but okay. That's what we're going to go with. I'm just going to have to leave that there. If you want more information, the title of the article, Warriors, Draymond Green ejected for yelling at a teammate, sportingnews.com. All right. And then final story, Tyson Fury questions Anthony Joshua. He's got a confidence issue, and this is in regards to boxing. Tyson Fury doubts Anthony Joshua's knockout power and claims his heavyweight rival has a confidence issue, having avoided fighting him for a long time. The British boxers appear on course to finally face each other after Joshua was victorious over Kubrat Pulev in December, stopping the Bulgarian in the 9th round of their bout at Wembley Arena. Both sides agreed in principle to a 2-fight deal for 2021, though details over a date and venue for an initial bout are still being discussed. After seeing off Palouse, IBF, WBA, and WBO champion Joshua vowed to beat Fury when they finally go toe-to-toe, insisting he will take his head off his shoulders in the long-awaited showdown. Okay, I hear you. In an interview with Fox Miami, WBC title holder Fury questioned Joshua's ability to back up his words. I don't think he's as good as people crack him up to be, or he doesn't believe he is his own self. He's got a confidence issue, Fury said. The fight has been brewing for a long time. They've been avoiding me for a long time. Now it's finally got to happen. I've never seen him take anybody's head off anybody's shoulders in all of his 22 fights. It's probably a lie, another lie. We'll see if he's got the guts to try and do it. Fury had hoped to get a bout before the end of 2020, a year in which the boxing schedule was badly hampered due to what was going on in the world, only to shelve the plan. The 32-year-old has not fought since February of 2020, when he sensationally stopped the previously unbeaten Deontay Wilder in their rematch in Vegas. So that's what's going on with that. So Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua, the fight's happening this year. It's a 2-fight deal, which I don't, this is the sports thing where I don't get it. Why is it a 2-fight deal? Why wouldn't you just fight once? It's like, well, it gives the loser a chance to come back and try again. Why would you even negotiate? But okay, I guess for money. But I wouldn't even be looking at the money. I'm going to be honest. I wouldn't even be looking at the money. And this is just me going on one of my little personal things right now. I wouldn't even be looking at the money. I would want to take it fight by fight. Because if you step in a ring with someone, and if I'm interpreting this correctly, it's a 2-fight deal. So under that type of contract, is saying, okay, we're going to fight once. Someone's going to win, and then we're going to fight again? So if you fight someone, you win, you want to give them another chance to come back again? For what? What if you had a hard time fighting the person in the first match and you barely won the first fight? Why would you want to fight them again? Maybe I'm thinking too strategic. I don't know. But I guess it's more of a cash grab. It is what it is. If I'm reading this correctly, a 2-fight deal. That's what it says. Both sides agreed in principle to a 2-fight deal for 2021. So yeah, me personally, I wouldn't do it. It'd be one at a time. It's like, okay, whoever wins, that's who wins. And if we want to square up again later, we'll do a separate deal for that. I'm not trying to do 2 fights in one deal. That's just me. But whatever. So those are the 3 sports stories for today. I told you guys I would do sports this weekend. You got it. Now, for those who have been listening to the podcast and watching the show, I'll mention it again. Next weekend is going to be tarot. So I'm going to be doing tarot card energy readings next weekend. My goal is to do all of the signs next weekend, as long as I have the energy. Cause yeah. So we'll see what happens with that. But that's what the goal is for next weekend, is what I'll be doing. During the interim, obviously I'll be doing daily thoughts. Anyways, thank you to everyone who's been watching and supporting. I sincerely appreciate it. KIRWKC.com, main podcasting platform. You already know the podcast is on other platforms outside of the main one. If you're watching this on YouTube, like, share, comment, subscribe, whatever you want to do. Same thing with Daily Motion. If you want to follow on Instagram and IGTV, KIRWKC, Twitter, KIRWKC, Facebook.com/KIRWKC. Yeah, that's all I got. I have to get going. I got some things to handle. So thank you again for your support. Love all of you guys for rocking with me. Until next time, be blessed.